In this video, we're going to learn how to build your first AI marketing team. And there is nothing better than Claude Skills to do it. We're going to learn Claude Skills step by step. You're going to learn how to apply it across departments of marketing, may it be ads, social media, content, PR, whatever. And no, you don't need any coding knowledge. You don't even need to know Claude code. So what are we waiting for? Let's start this masterclass.
You see, up until now, you were using ChatGPT, prompting it every single time to come up with new ideas, new outputs. But with Claude Skills, they are more like pre trained prompts. They already have the entire context of your business product, the strategies. And when you ask them for an output, they just go, run, and do their job and come back to you with that output. In this video, we're going to learn all of it, how to set up that context, how to set up those skills, and actually get those outputs. And yes, I'm going to show you step by step on my Claude. We're going to take one example here. It's going to be a running shoes brand. It's a hypothetical company that I'm calling Run Ready. It's for people who want to run on a casual basis, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and who are just aspirants about running better. We will produce four strategies or four outputs here using Cloud Skills. Number one will be launch strategy. Number two will be social content. Number three would be ad creatives and ad copy. And number four would be the growth strategy. Before we build these strategies, there is something you should know about. The thing here is that you need to give Claude a lot of context first. You need to tell it what the business is, how to operate, and more. So there is something called the context file or the product marketing context file. Let's see how you will first give context to Claude. The first thing I would want you to do is go to projects, and so that in one project you can hold the entire memory about your business and your project. You'll click on new project and then you'll name the project. As you can see, I have already created a project, which is run ready here, and it already has some information. Now, there is something here which is attached to this project. It's called product marketing context. This is my context file. This is everything about my business. This talks about product overview, target audience, pain points, so that Claude already has the entire information about my business when it runs the marketing skills. How do we do this? Well, we don't have to do much. We just have to start a new chat in this project, which I already have, and let me show you. So if I go up on my chat here, you'll see my brand is Run Ready. Walk me through the steps to update the product marketing context. It would ask me different questions. For example, it asked me, how would you like to build? And I said, walk me through step by step. Then it asks me questions. Tell me more about the product in your own words. Tell me about the business model, the general price. I've answered all of this here. Tell me about the target audience. It asks more questions on target audience, problems, pain points, all the regular things that a marketing manager would need to know. And after all of that, after it has taken all the input, understood all my things, it builds this document, which is the product marketing context, which is right here. So this is the product marketing context. It has the overview, the target audience, the problems, pain points, competitive landscape, differentiation from others, objectives, personas, customer language, brand voice, everything. This can be now used in multiple skills and multiple outputs. What we have to do is we have to attach this document to the project. So what we'll do is we'll click here and we'll say add to project. By the way, we call this document an artifact. In Claude, we call every document an artifact. So don't get confused by that name. So we will add this artifact to the project by saying add to project. And as you can see on the dashboard of where the project is created, which is here, the product marketing context artifact our document is already added here. What will happen is every time that I run a conversation here, it will refer to the context. All right, let's come back. Okay, so we were about to do the launch strategy. Now, this strategy will have a few things. It is going to plan your marketing launch. It is going to identify which channels, social media, Google, PR, whatever. It will define your KPIs, your success metrics, and it will also prioritize campaigns for you, which means which campaigns you should do first and which you should do later. Now, we need to give Claude this skill of launch strategy. Remember that we already have the product marketing context. So it knows your product. Now it needs to know your launch strategy skill. The way to do this is we will go to the section called customize in Claude, and then we'll go to skills, and then we'll give it skill instructions by writing them or pasting them based on the skill document that I'm going to give you now. So we'll put the skill, and you can find the skill in the links in the video below. But let me just show you. So I have this repository on GitHub. If you don't know GitHub, if you don't know coding, it's fine. Don't worry about it. So I want to show you my repository here. So I have this full launch strategy thing, which is a skill. And this is a series of commands that Claude can use. So you'll see that this launch strategy says, this is instructing Claude. It says, you are an expert in product launches. Before starting, read the product marketing context. This is the same context that we did earlier. And then it has multiple frameworks of marketing regarding launch: owned channels, rented channels, borrowed channels. Then it has a launch approach. So it is training Claude on these skills: internal launch, alpha launch, beta launch, all of these things. All right. So what you're going to do is it's actually a simple copy paste job. You're going to just take this here and just copy the entire thing. Okay, so it's like a long list. So you're going to copy this. And then inside your Claude, you're going to go to this section called Customize. As I said earlier in my deck, you'll go to Skills. As you can see, I already have the skills in. You'll click here, you'll click on Create Skill, and you'll write skill instructions. You'll name it here, you'll paste them here, and then it will look something like this. This is the launch strategy that I have. So it's already there. So now my Claude has my launch strategy. It has the product marketing context that I gave, and it's ready to build me a launch strategy for my running shoes example here. Let's move on. Okay, now I've copied the skill. Now I'm going to ask it, using the launch strategy skill, figure out a launch campaign for my new running shoes. And it's going to ask me a bunch of questions. What is the current size of your channels? Is this your first launch? Which marketing channels do you have? It's going to clarify and improve its knowledge. And it's going to give you an actual strategy, which I'm going to show you now on Claude. Using the launch strategy, figure out a launch campaign for my new running shoes. Then it asks me questions wherever you see this Q&A. What is the current size? What channels do you have active? Have you launched it before? And questions. What is your goal? I said first 100 paid orders, a phased launch. And then this is the document that it gave me: a step by step 3-month launch strategy document, which channels to use, how to prioritize, how to go about it. Let me just show you in a more visual way that I've built in this deck for you. So it's set up organic. You have to build your email list from day one. Very important. You have to build a WhatsApp community, paid media, all these channels, collaborations, running clubs, influences about running, and then it has also given me targets, some things that me and my team can go after. Email waitlist signups 500, city email split, which means every one of the 6 metros, we go after that. We have running club partnerships in 6 metros. We have 30 to 50 influencers. So these are targets, specific, tangible targets that you can go after. So it's a well formed launch strategy.
I hope you've been enjoying the video till now. I want to take a few seconds and give you even more value. I write a weekly newsletter which is read by thousands of marketers, growth heads, and founders. It is packed with growth strategies, AI tools and frameworks, and real strategies that have worked for real clients, hundreds of clients across 5 continents. If you want in, go to shivankitaroda.com, find the newsletter and subscribe. It's completely free. Now, back to your video.
Let's come to the next strategy: ad copy skill. Ad writing, Google ads, Facebook ads, all of that. It's going to write Google ads, Facebook ads. It can also create designs if you wanted to. That's a little advanced, which we won't cover in this video, but we can cover it in the next video. So, call to actions. So again, customize skills, write skill instructions. So let's go back. Let me show you that skill directory now, and then we're going to copy that skill, which is this one, right? All the things that you need to know, that the skill needs to know actually on your platform, product, how the skill works. It knows that Google ads needs to be 30 characters, description needs to be 90 characters, display, etc., etc., meta ads, headlines, all of that, right? So, and then add visuals, add copy. It has all the knowledge, and then we paste it into the customize section. As you can see, I've already pasted it here. It would be here in add creative. And then I'm going to ask it for my ad copies. So let me show you in the deck first. So you are an expert performance creative strategist. It knows everything. This is the prompt. Now I ask it, using the ad creative skill, create ad copies for my Google ads and Instagram ads for the running shoes collection. It's going to ask me more questions to clarify itself. What Google ads format are you running? Display, search, YouTube? What is the audience? Where is the audience in their journey? Are they cold audience? They don't know anything about your brand. Are they warm? They hot? All of that. Which Instagram format do you need? Reels, carousels, posts, all of that. Now, if you see Google Ads, it has written superior cushioning, so every run pushes you further. Launch sale. Serious runners need serious shoes, engineered for performance. So these are all like short lines because Google Ads allows short lines, and then it's like put up things that would hit a runner. Serious runners need serious shoes. For example, I'm also a runner. I need serious shoes. I can't just run in every shoe. Then meta ads, it will say run ready isn't for everyone. So when it says that, it's made itself exclusive. It's for the runner who takes their mileage seriously. So it's an ambitious runner, it's an aspirational runner, and demands a shoe that does too. So it's like it's written not a lifestyle shoe. So all of this really hits the audience and really gets the brand messaging right. Now let's see how this is actually built. We'll come to our ad copy. So, as I said, it will say using the ad creative skill, create ad copy for Google and Instagram ads. So, which Google ad formats are you running? Question, answer, all those things. And then it has understood different creative angles. It's given me creative angles, the pain points of my customers, the outcomes they want, the technology of the shoe, the identity of the runner, the launch offer, etc. And then it gave me this document that I just showed you ads for. But this is something you can directly take to like a Google sheet or a Google doc and run it from there. So headlines, even character limits are here, guys. So like what you see in Google ads with character limits is also here. And then Instagram ads, angle 1 pain points, so angle related ads. Angle 2 outcomes, running further stronger. Technology of the shoe, identity. So everything is in here. If you train it right, if you give it the right skills, you can go really far with this. Next, social content. So in social content, it's going to define your content pillars. It's going to give you a full calendar. It's going to give you design ideas, and it is also going to write hooks for your content. Hooks are really important, as you know. Again, we go to customize skills, skill instructions. We write the skill. I'll give you the link, direct link, which you can copy. And then I ask it, using the social content skill, create a 1 week social media calendar. So let me show you the calendar that it actually built for me. It's a really cool and good looking calendar. So this was using the social media calendar, using social content strategy or skill, create a 7-day calendar, and then questions and answers, and then it gave different things, and then I put this up. So if you look at this, this is just beautiful, right? This is better than most marketers would ever get. So On Monday, it's reel. It's the Monday miles reel. Most people dread Mondays. Runner eat them for breakfast. This is a very fierce, intense, aggressive thing which pushes runners. Second, carousel on Tuesday. 4D balance of the shoes. Wednesday, runners testimonials. Um, then what your shoes do on impact. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you look at this, like, it has CTAs, it has a visual direction, it has everything that you need. If you also see here, there's like hashtags in here, and then it's given you posting times, it's given you what kind of layers you add to your story, what is the link in bio page. All of it is right here, and you can extend this to a 30-day, 60-day calendar. It's given you formats, etc. The good thing is also it's also given you a visual view that you will write about performance of the shoes, educational content 30%, motivation, which is the emotion behind the product 25%, social proof 20%, behind the brand, again branding 15%, and conversion. So it's a very well thought of plan which has like the right recipe for a marketing mix, almost as good as the best marketing manager out there. The next is growth strategy skill. When I say growth strategy, what I mean here is ideas for growth, unconventional ideas on how we can get more customers. So you can also call them marketing ideas. This strategy or this skill will identify the growth channels, it will suggest what campaigns, it will define metrics, and it will also prioritize those growth campaigns. Now, within these skills, this skill would be called marketing ideas. The name of the skill is marketing ideas. So you'll scroll here, I'll give you the exact link. We'll go to marketing ideas, and then within those marketing ideas, you will have to copy and paste. So we go to skill.md, and yeah, you are a marketing strategy with a library of these many ideas, how to use these skills. So ideas are here, and then it's also given you like all the ideas by category. So I'll also send this link to you. You can also like just paste this into your Claude's project. So 139 ideas, guys. That's crazy. That's like, I couldn't have collected that in my 12 years of marketing career. So it's talked about how to get each and every idea, and then like study which is useful, which is not, etc., etc. You copy the skill, paste it. Using the marketing idea skill, suggest three growth strategies for my running shoes brand. My market is crowded with international competitors, so I want to stand out. I want some out of the box, unconventional ideas. So it asks me questions. What's your current stage? How far do you want to go? What have you already tried or explored? What's your monthly marketing budget? Strategy number one, running clubs. You might have seen this on social media. A lot of people are meeting in a running club and going to runs together. So it said partner with city specific running shoes, running clubs, and make Run Ready the official shoe. That's a brilliant thing. In run clubs, people meet 5 a.m. in the morning. There are like 50 to 100 people. And imagine if Run Ready sponsors that. That's an amazing place because you have the best runners who can then tell more people about your shoe. So, amazing growth strategy. Second, I said there's international competitions. If we make a content pillar called Run on Indian Roads, and this is what Claude Skills suggested me, by the way. So, turn international competitors' weakness, they're built for Western roads, into Run Ready's sharpest differentiator. When we say there's a foreign car or an imported car and it's not good for Indian roads because the ground clearance is not enough and there's a lot of potholes or whatever, uh, and we say it's not good for Indian roads. Similarly, shoes, great for Indian roads or Indian terrain. That's like a great growth strategy or a content pillar. The third strategy, referrals. Runners have other runners' friends. So refer one friend, you get a 10% off at the launch. Refer three friends, you get 25% off. So all of this helps. So these are some brilliant strategies that would take months, if not weeks, to come up with. So Claude Skills, guys, let me tell you, Claude Skills are here to stay. Claude is the business tool when it comes to AI output for business. It's not just another model or hype. You have to learn this, you have to get on the edge.
So this is how you can use Claude Skills to build your own AI marketing team. I send such growth marketing strategies every week to 5,000 marketers who read my newsletter. If you're leveling up in marketing or you're a growth head, consider joining the newsletter. Go to shivankitarora.com and I'll see you on the inside.